everybody, welcome. My name is Alice. If we haven't practiced together before, today we're going to be doing some twisting. Now, twists are great for the spine. It's also said that twists are really good for detoxification and digestion. So keep that in mind after practice. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. And the twist that we're going to be doing, we're not even going to stand up today. It's going to be either lying down or seated. If you have any discomfort in your spine, the best poses, the best twists are done lying down where the floor is supporting you. And again, if you're feeling discomfort, especially in the low back, when we're doing seated twists, you might even want to just stay lying down. But in the seated twist, if you're going to try the seated twist, make sure that you allow the pelvis to move. So we're not going to necessarily plant the sitting bones down. You're going to let the pelvis move in your twist. Okay, so let's get started. Why don't you lie down? If the low back is uncomfortable today, you can bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. We're just going to start by just centering ourselves, which is the part of our practice where we come into our practice, we maybe set an intention, and we start to let whatever's going on in the outside world melt away, even if it's just for the next few minutes, few seconds, whatever it is. And the way we do that is to first focus on the body. So noticing your physical body, making any adjustments for comfort. And even doing a scan of the body from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes. And just along the way, notice what you're feeling. Notice sensations. And if there's tension somewhere that you're finding in the body, you're going to work on just letting it go, using your breath, your exhalations. But don't spend too much time on one area of the body. Just kind of acknowledge that maybe there's tension there. Notice if you can relax that tension, let it go. But don't worry about it too much. Don't overthink it. And as you move down the body again from your head to your toes, you can start to compare right and left sides. Noticing any differences between the sides of the body. These little imbalances that we will And then when you've done that scan, go back to your breath. Just noticing the breath. And just this awareness of the breath is something that can allow us to just be here in this moment in our practice. And in that process, we are letting everything else go. And again, we're not running away from things. We're just being in the moment. So notice if you can just start to let all of your distractions, worries begin to fade. And sometimes noticing the body and noticing the breath, it just isn't enough. We need something else. So we're going to work on that for the next few minutes, bringing in counting the breath. So I'm going to bring in this count, which gives us a little bit more meat to notice or to be aware of. So all we're going to do is on your inhale, you're going to count 1, exhale 2, Inhale 3, exhale 4, inhale 5, exhale 6, inhale 7, exhale 8, inhale 9, exhale 10. Now you're going to do it on your own. You're only counting to 10. After you've counted to 10, you're just going to go back to 1 again. I'm going to be quiet. If you notice that your mind is wandering, that's perfectly okay. Just bring it right back to your breath, to your count. Now take your time, don't rush. The next time you are at 10, that'll be your last one. And again, take your time. Once you're there, you will release your awareness from your breath. And you'll just start to let some movement come into the body. And again, don't think too much about it. Don't overthink it. Just move, just wiggle. You're lying down. Maybe you're going to straighten your knees and point your toes. Maybe you'll take your arms overhead and reach back towards the wall behind you just for a nice full body stretch. That always feels good. And then we'll start our twisting with the knees bent and the soles of the feet on the mat. And as you exhale, you're just going to twist to the right. This way so you can see. So you're just letting the legs fall to one side. Keeping the shoulders on the mat, you'll inhale and bring your knees back up to center, and you'll exhale over to the left. So we're going to start to move with the breath if you haven't already. Inhale, the knees will be up towards the ceiling. Exhale, you'll be twisting. Inhale towards the ceiling, exhale, twisting the opposite direction. And again, noticing that one side might feel different than the other. And eventually, when your knees are back at center, take your feet out wide towards the edges of the mat and start to twist from there. So now we're going to start to get a little bit more movement in our hip joints. But as you twist, when you're going over to the left, notice your right knee. Make sure it's comfortable. Try to get your knee and your hip to be in alignment so that your kneecap is facing forward. So it's not like this, but it's facing forward. And hold this twist for a little bit. So really getting this internal rotation of the right hip, the external of the left hip. Whenever you're ready to come out, inhale, bring your knees back up to center, and then you'll exhale over to the right and hold. Again, making sure that the left knee is pointed forward, so it's not over here, it's pointed forward, and your knee is comfortable. And then with an inhale, we'll bring the knees back up to center. We'll go one more time to each side, exhaling into the twist, holding for a couple of breaths. Coming out on an inhale, going over to the right on an exhale. inhale the knees back up to center. We're going to bring the feet hip distance apart. I'm going to switch here. And we'll scoot our hips over to the right edge of your mat. So moving the hips over, not your shoulders. You can move your feet though. And then we're going to cross the right leg over the left. You'll just let your arms rest on the floor, palms up. And as you exhale, twist to the left. You can be gazing over your right shoulder. You can close your eyes. And just try to let go of any resistance you're feeling here. Use your exhales to melt into the pose. This is my go-to twist when I'm feeling low back and even hip strain or discomfort. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then with an inhalation, we'll bring the knees back up to center, uncross the legs, recenter your hips, and then hug your knees into your chest. And just rock a little bit, do some circles. And then when you're ready, you'll set your feet down, move the hips over to the left edge of the mat, cross the left leg over the right, and as you exhale, you'll be twisting to the right, keeping the left shoulder grounded. And again, close your eyes. You could be gazing over your left shoulder. You'll melt into the mat. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then with an inhale, we'll bring the knees back up to center. We'll uncross the legs, recenter the hips. Again, hug your knees into your chest. And then let's release the feet down. Now we are going to bring our hips to the right one more time. But this time we're going to cross the left leg over the right leg. So before we cross the right over the left, now the left over the right. And we're going to twist to the left. Now, if this is uncomfortable, you feel like maybe you're moving into the twist a little too deeply, I'm going to go this way just to show you. We can take a block and you would put it underneath that left leg to support you. So, instead of moving deep into the pose, it'll stop the pose. Okay? So that's an option. Now I have a block, but you could use anything, a pillow, a couch cushion. All right, let's take 3 more breaths here. And then we'll inhale ourselves back up to center, uncross the legs. Let's bring the hips over to the left edge of the mat. We're crossing the right leg over the left and twisting to the right. So again, this is a little bit more intense than that first twist or that last twist that we did. So you might want to have a little support. And then you can be gazing over your left shoulder, which is grounded. Close your eyes and melt into the pose. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then with an inhale, knees come back up to center. We uncross the legs. We scoot the hips back into the center of the mat. And then let's roll to one side. Coming to our fetal tuck position, you'll have your bottom arm resting your head there, making a little pillow. Close your eyes. And then snuggle the knees in really close. Take your top hand, press it into the floor, come onto that bottom elbow, and then use your bottom arm to help you come up. Now we are going to come to a cross-legged position. I'm going to light my candles. I'm going to find matches from the jar on my bar. Shake them up a little bit. I've been getting a lot of duplicates lately. Let's see. Oh, Connie's Pizza. We deliver. Okay. So, light my candle. You're sitting in your cross-legged position, Sukhasana. Letting the legs and sitting bones feel heavy, grounded, letting the crown of the head reach up towards the sky. Now, I'm not actually sitting in a cross-legged position. This position is more comfortable for my knees. I'm in Siddhasana, which is one shin just kind of in front of the other shin. Cross-legged position, you can actually use your feet to support your knees. So, making sure that you're comfortable through the knees in this posture. Okay. So now we're going to be twisting. So we're going to twist from the navel. So I want you to inhale and reach up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, pull the navel in and feel the twisting coming from, the belly, the navel, the rib cage, the chest as we twist to the right. So taking that left hand to the right leg, right hand comes behind you. And you're using this right arm to help prop you up tall. So instead of going, like this, you have it really close to your spine so that you're using it to like a kickstand to lengthen. All right. So as we're twisting, think of inhaling and lifting and reaching up through the crown of the head, exhaling, pulling the navel in, maybe twisting a little bit more from the rib cage or even the heart. And your head can move into the twist or your gaze can be forward. So whatever works for your neck. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then as we inhale, we'll come back to center. Exhale. And as you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull the navel in, twisting from the navel, ribcage, heart over to the left. So now my right hand comes to the left leg, left hand floats behind me, but I'm using it as a kickstand. Now, I'm on my fingertips on this left hand, but you can, if your hand doesn't touch the floor, you can put a prop underneath it, whatever you have to lift the floor up to meet you. And again, as we're in the pose, inhale, lengthen, exhale, pull the navel in, and twist. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then we'll inhale ourselves back to center. We're going to go one more time on an exhale to the right. So we'll inhale and lengthen, exhale, pull the navel in, twist to the right. Continue to lengthen. So now in our seated twist, we have to pay attention to lengthening our spine. When we're lying down, we don't have to worry about it. So you can always go back to lying down if you're feeling any discomfort here. One more breath. Then we'll inhale back to center. Let's exhale to the left. So again, that exhalation comes, we pull the navel in, we twist from the navel. There's that doggy barking. With an inhale, we'll come back to center. Now I'm going to take my block out from underneath those sitting bones. We're going to practice one more seated twist. You're going to bend your knees and bring your feet over towards the right hip. Now I have my right ankle resting in the arch of my left foot. If you can do that, go ahead. If not, don't worry about it. Now this is kind of an off-center pose. I almost feel like I want to be doing this, but I'm going to lengthen. I'm going to try to reach the crown of my head up towards the sky as best I can. And then on an exhalation, right hand to left leg, left hand behind you, you're twisting. So this is a really open twist in the front body. This is a great twist if you've been doing a lot of ab work and your abs are hurting. This stretches out this front body. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And then with an inhale, we're back at center. We'll extend the legs out, bend the knees, bring them towards the left hip. So now you have, if you can, the left ankle, or the right ankle, no, left ankle, sorry, resting in the arch of your bottom foot, your right foot. You're lengthening up through the crown of the head. With an exhalation, you pull the navel in, twist from here with the left hand at the right leg, right hand behind you. So in many of our twists, it's really hard to breathe because we're kind of squeezing the belly in our twist. This one, it's open. We're very open. So just be aware, maybe the breath moving a little more freely through the belly and the ribs. Let's take 1 more breath. And then with an inhale, we'll come out of our twist. We'll extend the legs long. You can bounce those knees a little bit. And then let's bend the knees. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. We're going to roll down onto the back. Take your time. And we'll bring the knees into the chest, rocking little circles. And then let's let the feet come to the mat. We'll do just a few more of those gentle twists. If it felt really good for you to have your knees out wide, go ahead. So feet and knees would be towards the edges of the mat. Let's do just a couple more, moving with the breath. Inhale, knees to center. Exhale into your twist. Inhale, knees to center. Exhale into your twist. How about one more time to each side? And then once you're back at center, we'll do a little shavasana here. So knees can stay bent if that low back is still kind of bothering you. If it's comfortable for you to extend your legs straight out, go ahead. Take up a lot of space here. Arms can reach out from the sides of the body. Palms rotate up. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths with open mouth exhalations. Just allow yourself to rest in the support of the earth. So give yourself permission just to rest here in a body that's relaxed, in a mind that's present and at peace. So when you're ready, begin to deepen your breath. Begin to allow some gentle movement to come into your body. Take your time. And eventually bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. And then you'll roll to one side, coming to that fetal tuck position once again. And then as you inhale, use the strength of your arms to guide you all the way up to a comfortable seated position. And we'll keep the eyes closed just a little bit longer. We'll join our palms together in Anjali Mudra, which is prayer position at the heart. Bow the chin slightly. And just take a moment to set an intention for the rest of your day. So think about how you want to live the rest of this beautiful day, this precious gift. you take this feeling of peace and relaxation with you as you go out into the world. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. To all my family and friends, I love you, I miss you. All my students I see regularly, I love you and I miss you as well. Hope to see you soon. Have a great day.